Hey, this is Sarah Poff and Alec Poff,
That's me.
and we're doing an Under the Hat. Does this hat fit you? Another version of Under the Hat.
How about that? It's a little small. I'm a little bit bigger dude than my dad was.
How about that? Well, we're going to have a little fun tonight. We did a program for our Daughters of the American Revolution group over around in the St. Louis area virtually today. Our items are still on the table, and we thought we'd just share a little bit with you. All right, this is
In October of 1918, a boy was born to in a small town to a store owner and his wife up in northwest Missouri. He was preceded into that family by an older sister, and then about 2 years later, a younger sister came along, but she did not survive to the age of 2.
You know what? According to what I heard tell, someone came to visit John and Myrtle Poff, and their baby was ill, and that baby gave whooping cough to what was his great aunt that died.
That's right.
Our immunizations are so important, guys.
A younger sister later came along after another couple of years. The boy met several children around his age in this small town at the store that he would be longtime friends and acquaintances. One of these was a dark-haired, brown-eyed farmer's girl.
Are you talking about that story where they had the ink and he did something with your mom's hair?
It has been, the story has come down to us that he poked the pigtails in the inkwell.
Oh no, I'm glad you didn't do that to me.
Well, I did not meet you at a period of time where that would, or technology even, where that would have been the least bit appropriate.
The ink was all put up into the art room time we came along.
Yeah, that's right. But about that same time as that is
Are you talking about those signal cannons?
Yeah.
I thought these were just, like toys that boys kind of had some fun with.
well, and they were typically used to announce that someone was moving from one place to another, but word of mouth has it that my slightly mischievous dad used this particular device or something rather similar to it.
Oh, I think it was that one, the way Aunt Mary Kay told me.
To aim at little sister's China head dolls.
So I didn't think these things really fired, and then I found out, I guess they do. So we haven't ever fired it, but I guess if you have the right stuff to put in there, it'll fire back out.
And as he continued to age and grow, he developed an affinity for football.
We'll have to dig out a picture and add it in.
Yeah, because he was a halfback on a district championship winning football team in the last couple of years of his high school career. And he also played catcher and when he played baseball, and he was also into games involving strategy like chess.
I think that might have helped him out later on in his military career.
It's possible. High school, as we mentioned, found him as the starting halfback on district championship football team for the Grand River 6 conference, I believe.
Oh my. Places I've never heard of.
Well, if you're familiar with the parts of northwest Missouri, north of St. Joe, that would kind of get you in.
Oh, I only study the historical records from up there. I don't look at the maps of where the schools were for the championship games.
Mm-hmm. But after finishing up the high school career, he attended Central Methodist University in Fayette, Missouri for a couple of years.
Well, I got to visit there not too long. That DAR over there invited me to come and talk, and I went a little early, and I just kind of toured around that college. I got to thinking about your dad that day.
How about that? At about this time, my dad also expressed an interest in attending the U.S. Military Academy
Oh, there's the old clock.
at West Point, New York. And he was nominated and received confirmation of that honor by receiving a telegram.
I think your granddaddy, John Poff, knew the right people. That's what I think.
Connections are helpful.
Connections are helpful with things like that. Or maybe it was your great grandfather, John Rowdy Bush. I think he was doing something up there in Jefferson City part of the time, so he might have been the one that helped out with that.
That might have also assisted. And here's a copy of the
Let's put it up there close.
telegram that he received.
Uh-oh, I got my fingers there.
Here we are in 37, and my dad is off to
What's that school called?
the United States Military Academy.
There we go. Now we can see that. Now wait, don't go any further. I gotta show him something.
Okay.
Look here. Would you believe I found this in a trunk? I know you knew it was there, but I didn't know it was there. I found this one that we brought the trunk home to our house. It's kind of like this has been a treasure hunt. He inherited things, and then I had to find out what they were. So I went on a scouting mission.
Things started off all right for the family for a while, but if you'll remember, in the 1930s, that was the decade of the Depression. And we came to a point in late 1938 where that small town store went under.
Oh, that was sad. You know, if I remember that story right, your grandfather, John Poff, he had taken all the money from his store for the last 2 weeks, and he took it to the bank on that Saturday, afternoon, whenever the bank was about ready to close, and it closed the next Monday. All his receipts from that period of time. It was a little bit hard on the family because one side of the family owned the bank and the other side of the family lost their money in the bank.
But they reorganized and bounced back a little bit, and Granddad John Poff became the parts manager.
That's our son's name too.
Yeah, that's true. Different middle names, however.
Oh, okay. You have to be technical, don't you?
Well, so we make sure we don't have people assuming things incorrectly.
Okay.
Well,
I lost your place.
Yeah, you kind of knocked me off track a little bit there. Well, I believe I was talking about Granddad John Poff becoming the parts manager at the Chevrolet dealership over at the county seat town.
Right.
Okay, but Dad's academics proceeded along okay, and then we move along to...
Oh, wait. Let's see if there's a picture. I don't know if I can find it right quick here. If not, I'll just have to show it to you in a up close later. Do you know, you've heard of somebody named Pickett, right? Is there somebody named Pickett?
Yes, there is a history of Picketts in the United States Military Academy, and there was a Pickett in my dad's graduating class.
And if I remember right, this Pickett is a grandnephew of that Pickett from the Civil War?
From the Civil War era. That, we believe that to be correct.
Craziness.
Yep. But these guys were in the West Point class of 1941. And
let's see. Oh, there they are.
And a number of other things happened to Dad in that week in early June
It's
of
a very important
1949.
week for him. I guess
Dad,
he'd been saving money and holding out for that week, huh?
Maybe so. Dad married the lady who became my mom, Maxine Heiss, that dark-eyed, dark-haired farmer's daughter in that first week of June in 1941 at the chapel in West Point, New York.
How about that? Now, you know the story I like about when they got married. Aunt Mary Kay, she was a teenager, a young teenager, you know, just in their young teens. And she got to go there because they said it was a shotgun wedding in reverse. Because your grandfather Poff went, his aunt paid for the way to go, and Aunt Mary Kay got to go. Myrtle, Ernest's mother, did not get to go because she was ill. And Aunt Mary Kay talked him into giving her a piece of cake from the reception to take home to her mama was ill. And the lady accommodated whoever, the general's wife or whoever was in charge of the banquet that night.
And another thing that happened in that week in June of 1941 is the recently married couple bought their first new car.
That's what I was talking about. He's been saving his money.
A 1941 Chevrolet Master Deluxe. And it says on here that it was Constitution blue in color, and it had the accessories of defrosters, heater, and radio.
Aren't those just general things that are in a car?
Well, you've got to remember this was 70 odd years ago, and things were probably a little bit different then.
Oh, really? Oh, really? You and I weren't around back then, were we?
That was before our time.
Before our time.
Some further training, desert maneuvers out in California, and a promotion to captain. Dad was out to the Philippines, specifically the island of Luzon, for combat in World War II. Captain Poff was injured by a bullet from the enemy and received a Purple Heart.
Oh, Purple Heart. I think we have one of those.
Yes.
Oh, not that box.
The other box,
The
please.
other box. Okay, let's see if I can hold it up there. All right, there's his Purple Heart.
How about that?
He got the Purple Heart, but he didn't write any letters home. Now I don't quite get that. He got shot in the foot, but his hand didn't work either. And your mama worried about him, but he was okay.
From what we've heard, though, guys that go to a theater of combat, there's two main classes of them. There are those who don't write hardly at all, and there are those who write nearly every day.
Right.
And my dad was of the very seldom writing category.
Now, if I remember, Aunt Mary Kay one time sent him these little kind of postcard things, and it says, "I'm okay, I'm not okay, love, Ernest." And he is supposed to check one of those and send and mail it to her. And I think he sent a few of those back, but he didn't write very often.
Well, let's see. Now, let's see where we were.
We were going to show the sword, I think.
Yeah.
Woo! I got the sword. Be careful.
Be careful. My dad, we probably ought to tell the rest of the story about him getting wounded, though.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and tell about him getting wounded. Because
that kind of sets up for this.
Okay.
Dad was wounded. Received a rifle shot through his foot, but received no permanent damage. That's pretty
awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Thank you, God.
That it happened that way. And the other part that is kind of interesting, though, is he was a platoon leader, and there was a incoming truck that drove over a plunge mine, which set off an explosion, and Dad and 3 other squad members retrieved the driver and the crewman from the truck and got them away from the wreck before it exploded, while they were undergoing enemy fire. And for that,
I need to get another medal.
No, I don't think we have those quite on hand.
Oh, well, what are they?
Well, if we have the
I have a star.
well, if we have a bronze star with 2 oak leaf clusters,
Well, I don't know about the oak leaf clusters.
those would be the awards that he received.
There's a star.
In conjunction with what transpired in that.
There's another award. And then this one fell apart here. I'm gonna have to try to put it back together.
Okay. After World War II, he was assigned to be part of the German occupation force.
Oh, you forgot the sword.
Oh, yeah. That needs to be what we talk about next.
Okay, the sword.
Before we leave the Philippines, let's tell the rest of the Philippine story.
Yeah, that's
My
good.
dad was an officer who was was an officer at a surrendering party where he received as a spoil of war this saber. This saber has been trimmed in length to meet regulations to be sent back to the United States.
Show them the up
here above the hilt,
you gotta go up a little higher.
we've got a number of items that were embedded in the
But we're trying to be
there.
real careful because it is sharp.
It is
Okay, I'm gonna
sharp,
put it in the
and
thing.
it also has some bluing on the blade, so that will not mess up over time. And it is also appropriate to show at this point in time the permit
Yes.
that
We have our little permit that says we can have it.
that says that it's appropriate for it to be along with our stuff. Okay. And then after coming back to ending World War II, Dad was assigned to be part of the German occupation force, and he was assigned to the area near Bad Nauheim, Germany. His wife, Maxine, was able to join him on this overseas assignment.
Now, I'm working on her trunk because I also have her trunk, and I'm trying to put together some things. So maybe if I can get it put together, maybe we'll talk about it one time, and maybe we'll tell a little love story there.
How about that? They were able to visit some other places on the European continent as duty assignments allowed. 1950 saw them returning stateside. First to an officer's training school at Fort Benning, Georgia, and then to an assignment as an ROTC instructor at a college in Fargo, North Dakota.
That's a pretty cold place.
Can be.
Yeah.
During a period of duty at the Kentucky Military Institute near Louisville, Kentucky, their union was blessed with a son born in October of 1956.
Yes.
Wonder who that is.
That's you. And you know what that means? That I figured this out in the genealogy. So his great-grandfather, James Calvin Poff, he was born in Kentucky too. So they took him back Maxine went back there. Oh, she had never been there before, I don't think. And so then you're born in the same place as your great-grandfather.
How about that?
I know. It's not, it's fun to me. He's just like, oh, it's okay. It's just what it is.
He was transferred to Fort Leonard Wood in the home state of Missouri in 1959 and retired from active duty in the spring of 1962. After that, my father attended Missouri University and got his master's in education.
Hey, my dad did too. My dad did. His dad did. Whoa.
But part of my dad's schooling there was paid for by the GI Bill.
Oh, not my father.
And another thing that was good to get in at this point in time is I went to kindergarten in Columbia.
Oh my gosh. Kindergarten in Columbia. And now we live in Boone County.
Yep.
In the same county. Wow. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. A core of this, though, is my father's story is just one of the thousands of stories that come from the veterans of the greatest generation. Maybe there's a story that is lurking somewhere in your family.
Another episode of Under the Hat. We'll talk to you later.